Hi, this is Eddie Hearn and you're watching Lights Out.
This is Faisal Khan for Lights Out, proudly sponsored by Spartans Law. We're here at the SSE Arena in Wembley. I'm delighted to be joined by undefeated cruiserweight prospect Jordan Thompson. Jordan, it's been a minute.
It's been a minute, it has. How have you been though? You okay?
Okay, brother, how you been?
I'm not bad, man, not bad. Finally got some momentum going again, back out fighting. Had 2 fights towards the end of last year, and then back out obviously on the April 16th card in Manchester. So just excited to be back out, man, and get this ball moving because the division's thriving. I'm keen, I'm hungry. Things are heading in the right direction now.
The last time I spoke to you was all the way back in 2018. Raza Hamza was fighting at the O2 Arena. So much has changed since then. You're now a matchroom fighter. You've had how many fights on the matchroom?
2 fights.
2 fights, 2 wins. You're progressing in the right direction. Just talk to me about how happy are you with the way you've progressed over the last few months?
I'm just blessed, very happy, but just very fortunate as well. There's lots of things that have happened, lots of things that fell in place at the right time. It's been tough, it's been hard, but timing's everything, and a few things fell together, and a few relationships and connections got made at the right time, and here we are. So I'm just very blessed, very grateful, and listen, man, you just got to make the most of it and not disappoint and not let anyone down. Literally, it's got to just make people proud to have supported me through the tough times, literally.
We've got a great domestic fight to look forward to a little bit later on between Richard Riakporhe and Dion Juma. But at what point are you going to be involved in these big domestic fights?
Sweet, man. I mean, me, whenever I get told to. I've got a great manager, amazing manager. He's the reason that this ball and this momentum is going. So I'll be listening to him and what he tells me to do and who he tells me to fight. I won't be saying no. Simple as.
Would you think it's fair to say that you may have potentially wasted a few years of your career, given the fact that you were not promoted in the way you would have liked to have been, and because of the lockdown situation?
I wouldn't have said I wasted.
No, not you, but
yeah. But there's been time, lost time, yeah, for sure, in terms of career-wise and fights-wise. But I wouldn't say wasted, because in those years, the work I was getting and the sparring I've been getting, again sparring, but when you're sparring with world-class operators like Usyk, Breidis, Fury, about 3 times with Fury, these are top quality guys, and the amount I'm learning from those camps and just being in and around those people, just feeling their energy, sussing out what they're doing in camp, how they operate, it sets me in a very, very good place. Again, I've probably learnt more in them camps than I did in the 2 knockouts that I've had, and I've been in quite a few of them camps. So listen, I'm confident, and I always know that, like I say, when I get to fight night, it's just time to shine, and then I'll back myself to the fullest.
Putting Usyk and Breidis to a side, obviously the Gypsy King Tyson Fury is probably the most popular face in boxing right now. You know, he's a bubbly character, he's full of life. What was it like being around a person like Tyson Fury for a number of weeks, sparring him? Well, you know, what did you learn from Tyson Fury, not just in sparring but also outside of the ring as well?
Man, just how he conducts himself. There's a few things, obviously I don't want to talk too much, and because we had some good conversations, and obviously those will stay private, but just the way he conducts himself, the way that he handles himself, it's just special, and he carries himself with such an aura and a presence, and he really does believe in himself. And again, he lets you know, like, at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is fight night. You turn up on fight night, who cares about anything else? That's all it comes down to, and I think that's what he's so good at, turning up on fight night and putting on a good show when it matters.
This time 2 years ago we went into lockdown, you know, such a difficult time for all of us. We lost so much boxing, sports during that time. We all had to sort of get used to having no fans in attendance. What did the lockdown teach you, and what are you looking to learn from the lockdown in terms of going forward in your career when it comes to progressing for the big 50-50 fights and perhaps even world title shots?
Lockdown was tough, but it was tough for everyone. I mean, it was a quiet stage for me, but to be fair, lockdown actually gave me quite a bit of time for planning, strategizing, make the connections that I've made now, and flourishing so well. So lockdown was a little bit of a blessing, because prior to lockdown my career was at a bit of a standstill anyway. So for me it was like, now everyone's in a similar boat to me. It wasn't good, but at the same time it did give me that little bit of time to catch up where I had lost a bit of ground. So I'm just blessed to be where I am now. I'm blessed to be in the position that I am, and just keen, like you said, to get involved and get my name out there. But listen, at the same time, there's no rush. I know in myself, I know my body. I'm just still. People say I'm in my prime. I'm touching on my prime. I'll have a long career as long as I want it to be anyway.
The cruiserweight division right now is exciting. It's very exciting. Great fighters like yourself. You got the 50-50 fight tonight. You got Lawrence Okolie is doing things. Other good domestic fighters right now. You've also got Canelo that said in the past that he wants a shot at this division. What do you see happening in the next 18 months in this division? You've got Okolie who holds one belt. You've got Breidis, who Eddie Hearn, who obviously you're promoted by, says has lost the plot completely in terms of chasing after Jake Paul.
It's a bit strange. It's a bit strange what Breidis is doing. Breidis is a top quality operator that sparred him for a good few weeks and he's done a good few rounds with him. He's a very good boxer. Someone who shouldn't be overlooked by any cruiserweight anyway. It's just a weird dynamic at the top of the cruiserweight division. It's all a weird dynamic at the minute. I don't really understand what's going on, but I'm not there, so until I get there, I'm not really bothered. I just got to focus on me, focus on what I'm doing, and the big nights will come for me. But for those guys, I keep my eye on it, but it don't take up a lot of my time. Okolie, he's doing his thing, he's doing well. I think he's just going to get bored and end up moving up to heavyweight and trying to do something there. I just don't see him. They want to make the fight with Breidis. What's he going to do? Lower down and go back fight as someone at a domestic level? I don't see him doing that. So I think he'll disappear, probably vacate his belt, and then someone's going to have to fight for that. Maybe some up and coming prospects. You never know.
You've sparred with Breidis. I'm pretty sure you've seen Okolie in action. Yeah. Pretty sure you've seen Makabu in action. Yeah. How does Jordan Thompson get on against the world champions?
So listen, I've got limitless potential. Limitless potential. It just needs fine tuning, and that's why you just never rush the process. But it's one of them. If you ask me, will I beat these guys? Of course, because all I got to do is land right or left, and you go and sleep. Simple as. There's just no need to complicate it. I got 10 rounds, 12 rounds in a title fight. I'm gonna hit you at some point, and you'll be going to sleep. I don't see why we've got to make it any more complicated than it has to be.
Give me your thoughts on the current situation between Dillian Whyte and Tyson Fury. We all heard what happened on TalkSport yesterday between Dillian's lawyer, solicitor, and Frank Warren. I thought it was rather amusing myself, but what's your take on it, Jordan?
It's just weird. It's weird. Interesting, but it's got quite a lot of eyes on the fight. Even though there was always going to be quite a lot of eyes on the fight. It's just a bit of a strange dynamic. A little bit of a strange dynamic. I don't know whose fault it is. But yeah, people getting worked up, man. So there's got a lot of mind games going on there. That's for damn sure. And I just don't know who they're going to affect. But I do know that Tyson Fury is the master of mind games and he loves mind games. So if you've entered one with him, just be prepared.
One of the biggest pluses of the whole Fury versus Whyte build-up was obviously potentially what could have gone down in a press conference, because they're both great characters and they both say as it is, but we never got to see that because Dillian Whyte's not entertaining the promotion side of the fight. What have you made of Dillian Whyte not getting involved in the promotion side of the fight between him and Tyson Fury?
See what it is? It's business. The little bits and bobs that you will hear. At the end of the day, there's a reason for everything. Dillian is not an idiot. There's a reason why he's doing what he's doing. And again, Tyson's not an idiot, so there'll be a reason for what he's done. At the end of the day, they're both going to get in there and fight, so I'm sure they'll settle it out on the night. And we as the fans, we're all going to be watching, regardless whether anyone turns up to a press conference or not. They're not going to lose a ticket over him not turning up to a press conference. It's not going to affect the show whatsoever. Everyone's turning up to see that fight.
But surely as a fan, you want to see the press conference.
Yeah, of course I wanted to see Dillian Tyson going at it. It'd have been amazing. But I'm still going to be there with just as much anticipation and eagerness on fight night as I would have even if it did happen or didn't happen kind of thing. So, disappointed, yeah. Has it changed anything? No. The fight's going to be amazing. The fight will be amazing, that's for sure.
Usyk versus AJ 2 looks as if it's going to happen at some point, perhaps in the summer. You sparred Usyk. You saw how AJ performed against him in the first fight. Does Anthony Joshua need to become more of a dog in that second fight? Does he need to take the fight? Or can Anthony Joshua actually beat Alexander Usyk just based on normal boxing skills?
I think AJ just needs to be AJ. I don't think he has to try and be something he's not. I think he just needs to be himself. I think that's where there's an element of confusion maybe in the last fight in the way that he boxed. Whereas this time, I just think he's going to walk through him. I believe that he just be himself, go out there, express himself, have fun with it. If he does that, I think he'll get Usyk out of there.
Jordan Thompson, I've been chasing you for many months. Glad to have got you on here. Thank you very much for your time. Good luck going forward and look forward to speaking to you soon.
Thank you, my man. Appreciate you.